everyone. This is Joy Paris with Network.tv. What a fantastic night here for Apple TV Plus for All Mankind premiere. Stay tuned and keep watching Network.tv. But everybody's excited to meet you, and we're all fans. We're all like, we cannot speak tonight. But again, this show is just so impactful. What was the impetus for you to just say, I'm doing this again?
It was the opportunity to do a version of the space program that I was promised as a kid, but that never happened. Because when I was growing up in the 70s, I had an idea of what NASA was going to do one day. And there were these big ambitions of space stations and moon bases and going to Mars and on and on and on. And none of that really happened. And I was always a little heartbroken by that. So this was an opportunity to sort of do the version of space travel that I thought we were always going to have, and to make it a positive, aspirational show that, showed this is a heroic endeavor done by heroic people. And I just thought that it was a great thing to try to do.
Now you have all these things you put together from the past. What was the learning curve for you doing this? Was there something different about this project that just took you to another area of learning?
Well, you build on everything you've done before. So I had done, like my undergraduate work at Star Trek: The Next Generation, and then kind of built from there. And every show along the way, I've learned different skills, and I worked with a lot of talented people, a lot of talented writers and actors and directors. And so it's kind of taken me to this place where I felt confident that I could put all these pieces together and find good people and steer the ship in a certain direction. And lo and behold, it all kind of worked.
What kind of advice would you actually want to give to humans in terms of like really actually wanting to do that and explore even more? What would you want to say?
I think lift your eyes, look at the night sky. Mankind has been looking at the night sky for literally thousands of years and wondering what's behind those twinkling lights, what's it like to be on the moon. And there's a part of space travel that I think captures our imagination, because we've all felt that. We've all looked up at the night sky and wondered what it's like to be out there. And I think that there's an aspirational quality to that. There's a hope of doing something amazing and going to some strange new worlds, and finding out new things and doing brave deeds, for the right reasons. And I think it's still an opportunity to inspire people.
I'm glad you're back doing this and more things. So thank you so much for amazing talent. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Thanks. I'm super excited about this show. So share with me, what was the most important thing for you about doing this project?
Selfishly, I'd have to say as an actor, it's a childhood dream. If they look at you and say, hey, you're going to get fitted for a spacesuit today. I got chills just saying it again. We try really hard to make it immersive, because that does everyone a favor, right? The audience, the actors. If the actors are done a favor and they're more immersed, the audience is going to be done a favor. The reality is we try really hard, but it's hard to do. And this was an incredibly immersive experience. I don't know that there was a lot of acting going on, because there was a lot of, I feel like it would be relative to the space program in its infancy, when these gentlemen were getting aboard those lunar modules and they were going up there, when they were test flying them, because these were test pilots, by the way, right? None of them were astronauts. They made themselves astronauts, like everyone does, but they were test pilots, right? To say, oh, this is a untested aircraft? No one's ever done it? Do you know it will fly? You think it will fly. You're not sure, though. I'll do it. That's huge. That's huge. That's what made this reality possible for us. That reality, going to the moon, led to going to Mars. Going to Mars leads us to going to where? And it's scary. It's scary as hell. Scary as hell.
Okay, I'm going.
I got scared. I got scared just in my own mock simulated flying of a lunar module over a fictional landing onto a rocky moon surface, because you can't imagine what these guys went through. What if they sunk? What if it wasn't a hard surface? They really didn't know a lot of things that they assumed to know. And the entire program, every man, every woman, every child that had to suffer their mother and father not being around to make this possible, I know it's for the greater good. So it's terrifying and amazing.
Is there one thing you learned about yourself doing this project that you can come away with? You could say, I mean, I probably learned a lot, but like, what's
a couple things about myself? I'm claustrophobic. I learned in the worst possible way I'm claustrophobic. No, they put the suit on. The suit was fine. It's when the bubble goes over your head. It's when the bubble goes over the head. Everything's a little different. Of course, you know that's going to happen, but you know, you want to be as brave as the people in whose shadow you're walking in, right? You want to be as brave as those individuals. They got a lot more testing for it. They got a lot more training for it, but it was elating to grab that fear.
I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Social media.
Glad to be here. At Mr. Branson on Instagram and at Jeff Branson on Twitter. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks.
I play Molly Cobb. She's one of the female astronauts candidates. Yeah. I didn't get a script. I know, so I didn't know what I was in for. So I just got some sides. I just got some pages of the scenes that I was auditioning for, and it looked great. And she looked interesting and feisty and scrappy and badass. And I thought, I love this character. And it's Apple. How interesting. Let's see what this is. And then it just grew and grew and grew from there.
What kind of research did you do?
Well, luckily we have access to a wonderful astronaut who's on set, and we got to have lunch with him. And this is a man who spent 3 months in space, in the space lab. Like, we have amazing access to anyone that we want in terms of research and asking what's that button do and all of that. So yeah.
Did you find out anything interesting about yourself, or just like anything that really blew you away doing this project? And you thought, "Wow, what?"
All of it. It was fascinating, and just like the depth of what you have to know as an astronaut, and the sort of resourcefulness and the breadth of the knowledge. It's not just physics. There's so much to it, and then I don't think I knew what a team they are. I don't think I knew how much their life is in each other's hands at any given moment. So there's an enormous reliance in that.
Well, before you leave the carpet, social media so everyone can find you, follow you, and stay in touch.
My social media is, what is my social? As you can see, I'm really busy with it. Oh no, it's at Sonia Walger Official is my Instagram. Yes.
Thank you for chatting with us, Sonia. Congratulations.
I played Gloria Sedgwick, and she's an astronaut's wife in the show. And yes, you definitely have a huge element of support that's necessary when someone is in that high-profile position and such a stressful position being an astronaut.
Mm-hmm. Of course, again, it's all about research. What kind of research did you do?
I watched all the movies that were created about space, and I read some books, and I actually spoke with, my dad actually knew some astronauts, so I spoke with some people who were back there at that time and had some experience talking to those people and really trying to understand what the environment was like back then with how those people were viewed in the public eye, and trying to understand what role they were taking on, especially as a wife of someone in that position.
Now, I mean, obviously, I don't know if I want to go to space. Would you ever consider really actually going to space?
I think there's so many great things here on Earth, but I'm sure in my lifetime that I will probably have the opportunity. So I'm guessing, yeah, the way things are going, you know. Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited for you. But before you leave the carpet, of course, what color it is. Social media so everyone can find you and follow you and stay in touch.
Great. Tracy Mulholland is my name, TracyMulholland, and it's just that at Instagram. Twitter, it's the other way, Mulholland Tracy, and Facebook is Tracy Mulholland.
Yeah. Tracy will follow you. Congratulations. Thanks.